Okay, here I'm about to try the new Kimi 2.5 model here on their website. I'm asking it to create a Duo Lingo type cloned app, but instead of for learning a language, for being a better communicator, speaker, presentator, etc. It's a simple prompt. I'm going to see how far I can get in one shot and how much tweaking we're going to need afterwards, and see how good this actually is, because the other models, ChatGPT and Google Gemini, for creating this type of thing is not actually so easy. The app's development is particularly difficult for them, I find, at this point, when it's getting somewhat more complicated, unless you break it down step by step and really vibe code correctly. But for one shot in, for apps, I have not seen anything do it very effectively. Myself, I always have found it quite difficult to get them to actually create good apps off the bat. And apparently this one is very good at design, so much better than the other ones, which feel very limited and very just bog standard plain design, and very much feels like an AI designed this, So I'm hoping that at least the design element will be better here, but let's see. Okay, it just finished. It took about 15 minutes to go through the whole thing. It was an agent, so it was doing multiple tasks. It created the to-do lists and then created the images, and they've got images in here, so we'll have a look at it in further detail later. It created all the code, executed the code in the terminal, created more to-dos, etc., etc. So far, it's looking pretty good. But this is only a snapshot. We'll get into it now in a second. It even has all these elements to it, the leaderboard, the quest, which is very Duo Lingo. I didn't really need all of that, but anyway, it's good that it even was able to think about doing that. I will check on how much everything works now. But first, let's see what it has said. I want to read this text that is given to us before I actually go and play about with it, in case there's something in here that is useful for us to know about how it's created it. So what it's saying: I've built and deployed SpeakFlow, a fully gamified communication skills learning app inspired by Duo Lingo. Live app on this link. Core learning experience: 8 interactive lessons across 4 units. Foundations of communication: speaking, body language, active listening, the art of storytelling, story structure, emotional connection, persuasion and influence, ethical persuasion, handling objections, presentation, mastery, structure, stage presence. So this is all very good communication skills, which I thought it was going to be able to do the research correctly. I'm more worried about how well the coding and the interactions in the app actually work. S-curve path, which is this bit here, I guess, not exactly so curvy, but maybe if you go all the way down, it curves a bit. Yeah, so there's something that's not perfect there, but locked available current lesson states, animated path, characters for each lesson. It's good fun characters mascot up here, which is kind of cool. Like the Duo Lingo bird, owl. Lesson characters, 8 unique 3D cartoons, great. Leaderboard, avatars, gamification elements, XP systems, streak counter, gems, daily quests, achievements, leaderboard, interactive components, multiple choice questions, tips and tricks, scenario-based exercises, fill in blank questions, confetti, celebrations, lesson completion, smooth animations, shop, blah, blah, blah. What if you want to do, then turn it into an actual paid app? You could do that, profile, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a preview here and all the files we can get. The app is fully functional with the local storage for progress and persistence, smooth frame of motion animations, and a responsive design that works on all screen sizes. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if we click on all files here, what happens? So it's showing, this is 35 megabytes. We've got all the different files here that it has created. It's making it with, we've got JSON packages, some JS stuff. Not really going to look at so much into the code. In this public file, we have the images, source, so components. So it's making it in TypeScript, which is pretty cool. Standard stuff. More assets, images, the CSS. Okay, and we can go back to the preview. So it's loaded back up again. And also I want to see if we click on this link, what happens. So it's bringing me to a new web page for it. And it works here as well. And it's even created a leaderboard with fake people in there, which is very cool. So we'll look at it in here for the moment. You can also visually edit the web page here. Let's actually try that. If we click on this edit, we can then click on something maybe. Let's say, add in the friend here. Okay, so that's more like creating notes. You can add it to chat. And if we add to chat, it created a screenshot, and I guess then it would do that update. I mean, that's not a very complex thing, but okay, so you could screenshot it and then add in your comment, and then I guess the AI could interpret your comment and with the context of your screenshot and make the correct changes. I will not do that for the moment, as I've only got 2 prompts left on this free plan to play with, so I don't want to waste one just while we're testing basic stuff. So let's have a look and see if anything works. So first we can click on around here. Guidebook does nothing. Leaderboard. Okay, so we've got a leaderboard. Here's you. No points. Complete the lessons to learn XP is just a fake thing. Quests. Daily progress. Claim. Oh, you can claim your gems. Oh, and it actually increased my gem counter. That's kind of nice. Earn XP. The shop. So streak freeze, heart refill, double experience. So if we do this, we'll actually go the counter down here. And it does. So it correctly decreased our gems and we now own 1 streak freeze. I wonder if we can then use that. In the profile, we now have 1 daily streak, the different achievements, all these different parts of it with emojis here and icons that it has created, I am assuming. And then if we click more, coming soon, English, only English. Okay, back to learn, start learning. And so very basic stuff. It's not exactly teaching you anything new here, but it's still correct information. And the more important part, all the app functionality is working. Now, here's a weird thing. This green line has now gone the whole way down. So that would be incorrect. It should have just gone to this body language as it's supposed to curve through it. So if you now click on it here. Active listening. Oh, look, and these are locked. So you have to unlock them. And then it unlocks this new one, which is very cool. It also said it was responsive. So if we increase, go to full screen. So now we have this window. Let's click on mobile view here. So we now have it in a mobile view. And if we click, so it's a bit here, a bit buggy. This mascot is behind the continue button. The guidebook here is not correct. You've got this slidey bar thing. This menu on the side takes up quite a lot of space. Even down here, it's all kind of getting on top of each other. So as a mobile app, not looking particularly good, but I'm with a bit of prompting back and forward and editing the responsive CSS page, you could easily fix a lot of these problems. And if we go back to full screen here, click on the next thing. Oh, setup config. That's the one that I use. Setup configs, and I got one wrong. So now, did we lose a life? That's actually an important thing. We can check. Did we lose a life? And I had 4 hearts before. And if we do continue, I still have 4 hearts. So maybe that is not working correctly. Let's click wrong thing again and see what happens. The hook should grab the attention in the first, so we do it wrong. Not quite. You have 10 seconds to capture. And again, the hearts has not gone down. So we're not losing any life. And we gain no points there. So, but now it hasn't unlocked the next part. Oh no, it did. Story structure. So again, this is incorrect because we got it all wrong, but it still allowed me to move forward. So not perfect in the actual design. All the elements are there or thereabouts, but not quite. But it's not quite working in terms of actual functionality correctly at the moment. But again, these are small bugs that you could probably tune yourself. This is also like a design error. Look at this tree. Progress tree is going behind these text, and that becomes very hard to read. What reason write them wrong? But I still got 3 stars for that. Again, you know, it shouldn't be. I should have gotten maybe 1 star, only 1 out of 3 correct. And you need to get 3 out of 3, or at least 2 out of 3 to move on. And so again, not perfect, but it's still very cool and visually looking very, very similar to Duo Lingo. And if we click continue, does it continue where we left off? Yes. So, and there's only 2 things you can choose. Again, so there's a small mistake here. There's only 2 multiple choice questions you can pick. But yeah, you can only get a maximum then of 2 out of 3. But there's 3 out of 3 things. So again, some small errors, but the general idea is very good here. And if we exit this, let's see what happens. And this is just the first version. So I'm assuming that you could then go back into it and reprompt it over and over. Unit complete. So we got this cool animation or a little pop-up here to show the completion of it. So I would suspect you'd want to create some sort of custom graphic for this S curve or really fine tune all of that. It would be quite complex to do right now. But for a 1 prompt, look at all of the things it did work. Oh yeah, so the hearts, that's one thing that we should try and fix. So it's still gone to 4. So let's use that in the prompt to ask it to do a simple update where when you get a question wrong, you lose a heart. And for there to be a heart tracker and leaderboard here. And so it has included my updates on the leaderboard, which is good. So it has updated here. But if we go back here and ask now for an update. So I'm just going to give it 3 different changes to implement and see how effective it is at editing what is already here. Again, with the hearts, I'm going to ask for now a time refiller. So Kimi's computer is working, starting up the computer, and let's see how long it's going to take. Hopefully be quicker than 15 minutes to just add in a couple of changes. I'll get back to you when it has finished. Okay, it finished that there. Let's see if it is working. We've got our hearts indication up here in the corner now. So if we go into one of these, and we got 5 hearts up here, and what is the most important for effective communication? We will do the incorrect answer using complex words, and our heart counter has gone down. And using complex words, continue. Got it. Oh, so here is another bug. So you will lose a heart for this middle thing, even though there's no option for picking the right answer. So a mistake there. And then let's see if we are given a presentation. What should you do first? Now let's click the right answer and see if the heart stays at 2 or if it will go down. So the heart stayed at 2, so that is good there. Now, because we've finished everything, we won't know if it's allowing us to complete, but if we then look at profile, hearts 2 out of 5, so that is correct. And obviously less in progress, there's another bug there. Days active, quests complete. So if we pick on another one and use incorrect answers, we now got 1 heart. Let's go next and see here again. There's nothing you can click here. If I just click got it, will it decrease my heart? Yeah. So there's another bug in here that it is got the second part of it, which doesn't have any incorrect answer, but you still lose a life for. So that would need to be solved. But now we've got 0 hearts, we should not be able to continue. But I can continue. So it should have killed me out of the game. But let's see if we go to negative hearts now. No, it just maintains 0. But I'm still able to... No. Okay, so it allowed me to complete the lesson, but I am no longer able to click into any of the modules here. So that is working correctly. I think it should have kicked you out as soon as you lose the life, but close enough. Honestly, that is bang on. And then if we look at the shop, can we buy more hearts? So if we buy a heart refill, I want to see if there is a timer somewhere in here that will show me when my hearts are coming back. As it says here, right sidebar, hearts filled with countdown timer. So if we look at it in full screen, so our hearts are coming back in 56 minutes. So that is correct. And then if we do go to the shop, we buy some hearts. Will it increase? We own the hearts, but our hearts have not increased. So that is not working unless there's a way you have to apply them in a different way. And not that I can see. There's no like button or more learn. Even though I bought that item and I bought the freeze, I don't know how I can use them unless I go now and click into learn. Continue, learn. No. So I cannot seem to be able to click on anything now, Leaderboard. Well, that's something here. This does not work when you click on the view all from the leaderboard on the side. So there's another small bug there. So there's a few bugs around the place, but it is working pretty well and better than any other AI model that I have used in how well the app works from a single prompt. Because this was fairly complex, and had I given it a more simple app to recreate, I'm sure it would have done an even better job. And then even graphically and the visual elements, it is recreated very well. So quite impressed, in fact, especially this agent model. I suspect I may try and use it again. I wonder how many agent requests you get a day. Maybe if it's just 3, but like even still, like imagine what you can do. So you could add in 3 really complex prompts to the agent, and with that get a load of updates. And that would be very cool to see it build out a full app for you without having to continuously go back and forward, which is the frustrating part about vibe coding, particularly when it gets it wrong all the time. And you have to spend minutes waiting for it to respond, and then it still does it incorrectly. So I would hope this agent style of working in here, it allows for a more hands-off almost approach where you let it go do its thing, it works away at the side, you come back, give it some feedback, let it go again. But yeah, worth checking out, worth having a go at for yourself.